What's up, SnEaKyNation? SnEaKy here, back with all the news after Week 14 and year number 2 of our San Francisco 49ers franchise, where the 49ers picked up a clutch victory over their division rival, the Los Angeles Rams. Let's go ahead and take a look at some highlights. Looking down the left side of the field, it's tipped into the air by Chantrell Wilkerson, and Jimmy Ward will come down with the interception. That would set the 49ers up with good field position, and then Kirkland Marion on his first handoff, returning from injury, will take it 40 yards to the house. And we have a 7-0 ball game. Jared Goff trying to get his team back into this one. Wide open is Kamar Aiken down the left side of the field, and then they would kick a field goal from 26 yards out. 7-3 would be the score. 49ers offense coming back out onto the field here. Cody Kessler on the right side finding Carlos Hyde. He had 2 receiving touchdowns last week. Here he is with another big play. The 49ers would punt the ball away, though. Rams taking over. Jared Goff once again finding Kamar Aiken down the field. Then right up the middle is Todd Gurley. He would take it down to the 10-yard line, but on 4th and goal, once again, the Rams are going to kick another field goal. 7-6 would be the score here, but the end of this first half got a bit crazy. Down the right side, this is Chris Owusu, 69 yards, and that is a touchdown for the 49ers. Just like that, they are on top 14-6, but the Rams are not going away on 1st down and 10. Goff down the right side to Kenny Britt. However, the Rams once again kicking another field goal, but 36 seconds to go. You would think we're going into halftime. Not so fast. The 49ers forced to punt the ball away, and this one is blocked by Jarrett, and the Rams will kick a field goal. Once again, 4 field goals in the first half. We are going into halftime with a 14-12 ball game. 49ers would try to strike first in the second half, and this is all a Wally trying to make that happen down to the 32-yard line for the 49ers there. And then Cody Kessler looking to throw. It is intercepted. This is Fort making the play. Not a good read by Kessler, looking for Aaron Lissamore on the cut there, and Fort read it the entire time. The Rams would take over. Then on the very first play of the drive, this is Todd Gurley on the right side getting some nice blocks across midfield down to the 45-yard line, but it's intercepted once again. They will trade bad reads to Ron Venable, the benefactor here for the 49ers. Undrafted free safety on 3rd down and 6. Willie Snead will pick up the first down, and Joel Edison will kick his first field goal of the day early on in the 4th. 17-12 is the score, but the 49ers trying to add on to it. Kirkland Marion down the right side. Then on 1st and 10, Willie Snead avoiding the tackle by LaMarcus Joyner, and he will take it to the house. 37-yard touchdown. The throw a bit behind Snead, and that threw Joyner off. 24-12 is the score. Down the left side, Kenny Britt with a nice reception against Demetrius McCray. Then on 1st down and 10, Goff is going down. Jimmy Ward would get the sack on 3rd and 6. Goff under pressure, and he will avoid the sack by Aaron Lynch and take it down to the 1. But on 4th and goal, it is Todd Gurley who delivers the touchdown, and the Rams are back in the game. A missed opportunity for the 49ers, and now they have to run the clock out, but Carlos Hyde will fumble and set the Rams up with great field position, trailing by 5 points with 3:13 to go on 2nd down and 10. Buckner getting pressure on him, but it's Kenny Britt with the reception in coverage. The Rams unable to get a touchdown, kick the 5th field goal of the game for Blair Walsh, but they are still down by 2 with 1:30 to go. However, with 3rd and inches, it is Carlos Hyde delivering the first down, and that would put the fork in Jeff Fisher's Rams. The 49ers escape with a 2-point victory to improve to 8-5. Next up, though, is the Green Bay Packers, and this is not an easy game. The Packers also 8-5, but they have arguably the best quarterback in the NFL. And this is a 49ers defense that has struggled against very good quarterbacks. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can step up and make some plays, or if Aaron Rodgers is simply going to pick them apart. Here we are in practice, and that is going incomplete. Little play action down the right side. Aaron Lissamore holding on to the ball in coverage there on the right side. Intercepted by Aaron Lynch that time. Here we go, the 4th attempt, and this will be complete to Aaron Lissamore. A nice catch in motion there. Lissamore once again. 49ers offense would get the silver medal. Next up is defense, and this one is going to be key because, again, 49ers going against the best quarterback in the NFL. And while the Packers don't have the best defense our defense is going to need to make some stops if we would like to win this game. On 2nd down and 7, Chris Owusu with the catch. He will take it down to about the 4-yard line on 1st and goal. A wild throw. Aaron Lissamore not ready for the ball there. 2nd down and goal. Kessler looking for the end zone, but he is going down to Forrest Buckner with the sack on 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Kessler, time to work with, but it's not enough on the right side. Good coverage by Kendall and Wilkerson. Then on 4th down and goal, Kessler on the right side. That is intercepted by Mike Morgan, the linebacker. 49ers would get the success there. Next up, they are going for the silver. Chris Owusu with the catch on the right side. Not much of a gain there, though. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Kessler on the right side again. It is Owusu wide open, but only a few more yards on 3rd down and 5. Kessler on the right side again. This is Selleck. Now the zone coverage not working out for the 49ers here. They have a 1st and goal, and Carlos Hyde unable to hold on to the ball there. 2nd down and goal. Kessler again. The zone coverage just failing the 49ers miserably, and that is Carlos Hyde down to the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal. Kessler pressure coming, and he is going down. It'll be 4th and goal. 49ers defense trying to get a stop here. Kessler looking for the end zone, and Snead has the catch, but he is not getting across the goal line. That is a silver medal. Now the 49ers defense going for the gold. Kessler, another wild throw, looking for Lissamore there. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the 49ers offense now. Kessler on the right side. And that is going to be caught by Carlos Hyde, tackled by Wilkerson. No gain on the play. 4th and 10 now. This could be for the gold, and it is. The 49ers defense rising to the occasion, getting prepared for the Packers offense, and this is definitely going to be an interesting game. Let's go ahead and get on with some press questions. The first one coming from Michael Sagberger. With Avery getting burned all the time, are you considering drafting another top cornerback? And the answer is pretty much yes. We definitely would like to improve in coverage. I don't think DeMarcus Avery has been anything close to reliable. We had a lot more faith in him, and it was actually Marcus Gessler that has stepped up in that 2nd cornerback role. However, with Gessler going down with an injury, it puts the 49ers in a difficult situation because we don't have a whole lot of depth. So what I think we are going to do for this next game is actually take Jimmy Ward out of free safety, put him back at corner, and maybe try DeMarcus Avery at free safety. Avery does have decent tackling ability. He has decent zone coverage, and maybe we could hide him a bit more in the defense. Obviously, we were pretty happy with Jimmy Ward. He has 2 interceptions over the last 2 games playing free safety. But with the injury to Gessler, we need to figure something out because we cannot put Avery in man coverage. It just has not worked out. And so if we keep him in zone and have him play back a little bit, he might be able to make some more plays for our defense. So that's how we're going to proceed there. As for the offseason, we would definitely like to add some more depth at corner. We do have pretty decent depth at safety, though. But yeah, corner is a need. The other question coming from 4T Project, given the 49ers' poor run defense, do you plan on focusing on that area in the offseason? And the answer is yes. As I said when we first started this franchise, I want the 49ers to get back to being an elite defense. I feel like we made great pickups last offseason to help get that ball rolling with Mike Morgan. We got Zach Brown, Chantrell Wilkerson, Sean Kendall. But it's not done yet. It was never going to be a 1-year rebuild. It's just going to take some time. But getting better run defense and getting better pass defense are certainly both going to be a priority this offseason. It's something we would like to change. With those questions answered, let's go ahead and check out all of the games from around the NFL. And this first game is a blowout, 38-0. The Bengals with a victory over the Colts. The Bengals now at 6-7 on the year. The Colts falling to 1-12 on the year. And this is yet another poor game from Andrew Luck. This entire Colts team is absolutely crumbling right now. And boy, they have a lot to work on in this offseason. They have some talent there, but with everybody's confidence shattered, it has just not been a good season at all. I don't know what the Colts are planning to do with Andrew Luck moving forward. That's something to keep an eye on. But at 1-12, something is going to have to change for this team. They are going to have a top draft pick, which should help them out, but they have a lot of needs and a lot of things they need to improve on. 48-27, the Saints with the victory over the Lions. The Saints improved to 9-3-1. The Lions falling to 6-6. 9-7, and the Saints really battling it out in the NFC South with the Panthers. So getting another big win here against a decent Lions team that went 12-4 last year is a good victory. Decent game by Fleener. Brandon Cooks had an outstanding game there. Defensively, Diggs would lead the way in tackles for the Lions. Sacks, 2.5 by Cameron Jordan. Robinson with 1.5. Ian Williams, the former 49er, having one as well. Interceptions, Darius Slade Jr. and Anthony making the plays. Fumbles forced, 1 by Rankins. He would recover as well. 38-33. The Seahawks with a victory over the Eagles. Both teams currently at 6-7 on the year. And again, Eagles falling from grace. They started off 5-0, now 1-7 over their last 8 games. And that is a colossal collapse because it looked like they were running away with the division early on. And now they currently trail, I believe, the Cowboys and maybe the Redskins too. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But they definitely trail the Cowboys, just not where they wanted to be after such a hot start. And I haven't seen the injuries to lead to the collapse. Antoine Marion, though, a rookie out of Iowa, going to have 2 interceptions on the day. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. We have 1 fumble forced and recovered there. 17-13, the Ravens with a victory over the Browns. The Ravens now at 5-7-1. The Browns at 2-10-1. And a lot of yards by Houston Church. Only 1 interception, but no touchdowns on the day for him there. Mike Wallace, 10 catches, 115 yards. Brown with his new team has been pretty much the most reliable receiver for the Browns this season. And a decent game, but it just has not been leading to victories. Mosley would lead the way with 14 tackles. Agba, who's had a fairly quiet season compared to his rookie year, had a sack today. Fumbles forced, 1 forced and recovered by Javaris Forbes, one of the top draft picks. 48-35, the Steelers with a victory over the Jags. The Steelers now at 11-2 on the year. The Jags at 3-9-1. And this was a battle of 2 of the best offenses in the NFL, despite the Jags being 3-9-1. I believe Blake Bortles has thrown for more yards than any other quarterback. There is Kadarius Folston, the rookie out of Oklahoma, with a solid game. And obviously Parker Finner for the Steelers, another rookie wide receiver, solid outing by him as well. But it's been very interesting that the Jags are struggling so much with such a high-powered offense. Their defense has kind of let them down. But there's Roy Lacy, the rookie, leading the way in tackles for him. Interceptions, we are going to have 2, but 1 by Blanton, 1 by Smith. Fumbles forced and recovered. Having 3 fumbles forced, none recovered. Roy Lacy would be one of those forced fumbles, though. 24-21, the Packers with a victory over the Redskins. The Packers now at 8-5, the Redskins at 6-7, and Denton Ritchie once again getting the game today. 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for him. The Redskins do fall to 6-7, though, which means they are still tied with the Eagles. Denton Ritchie ran the ball 3 times for 9 yards and a touchdown, so getting involved a bit on the ground. Not a whole lot of yards, but he did find his way into the end zone. Rodgers with 2 receiving touchdowns there. And we are going to have 1 by Doxson, Montgomery, and Pierre Garçon as well. Defensively, sacks, we have a bunch of single sacks here. 5 sacks on the day. Interceptions, Randall and Matthews making the plays there. Fumbles forced and recovered, 1 by Nick Perry. Fuller would force one, would not recover. At 38-13, the Bears with a victory over the Vikings. The Bears now at 8-5 on the year. The Vikings falling to 4-9 after going 11-5. These are 2 teams that completely flipped the script. The Bears went 3-13 last year, now 8-5. The Vikings 11-5, now 4-9. So good news for the Bears, very bad news for the Vikings. And the Bears had one of the top draft picks and ended up drafting this guy right here, Corey Orr, 10 tackles, 1.5 sacks. He has had an outstanding rookie season, and as we saw last time, he is actually leading the way for the NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Kyle Fuller with 2 interceptions there. Fumbles forced, we're going to have 4 fumbles forced, 2 of which would be recovered, 1 of which is by another rookie there, Kenny. 28-24, the Falcons with a victory over the Panthers. The Falcons now at 7-6 on the year. The Panthers at 8-4-1, but with the Saints winning this week and improving to 9-3-1, this is a big loss for the Panthers as they are now officially trailing the Saints within the division there. And it's definitely going to be a tough battle down the stretch. We have 3 games to go. So only trailing by 1 game is not the worst of things. But the Panthers offense really has not impressed me a whole lot this year. I haven't seen Cam Newton have a whole lot of outstanding games, so it'll be interesting to see if he can really pick it up, because you know Drew Brees is going to throw for some yards and for some touchdowns. No interceptions on the day, fumbles forced. We got nothing there either. 34-24, the Dolphins with an upset victory over the Texans. The Dolphins now at 5-8 on the year. The Texans at 8-5. Neither of these two teams were good last year, but both are much improved this season. The Dolphins went 4-12 last year, so they've already eclipsed that win total. The Texans already have 3 more wins than they got all of last season, but with the playoffs looming, a loss to the Dolphins is not what they wanted to have happen here, so it'll be interesting to see if they can recover from this and still either win their division or make the playoffs. The Titans are a pretty good team within that division as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. J.J. Watt would force a fumble, would not recover it. 37-6, the Buccaneers with a victory over the Jets. The Bucs now at 7-6. The Jets now at 4-9. Christian Hackenberg, 139 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Doug Martin, 121 yards on the ground for the Bucs there. A great game. Mike Evans with 5 catches, 38 yards, and a touchdown. Crowder would have a touchdown as well for the Bucs, and then Ruben Randall as well. Defensively, Jordan Jenkins would lead the way in tackles with 12, 2.5 sacks by McDonald, 2 by Ayers as well. Jets defensive line making some things happen too. Interceptions, nothing going on there. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. McDonald would force and recover one. A whole bunch of fumbles being forced here. Wilkerson would be the only other person to recover one, though. McCoon's been pretty solid as well for them. 34-31. The Bills with a victory over the Broncos here. Paxton Lynch, though, an outstanding game. 303 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. But it was not enough to get the victory. LaShawn McCoy having an outstanding game. The Bills are now at 7-6 on the year. The Broncos fall to 8-5 with that loss. But the offense was getting it done. It was the defense that didn't really step up, and that's not really what you anticipate when you think about the Broncos. One of the better defenses in the NFL with some question marks on offense. They do have a bright future there, but right now they're still a bit young. No interceptions on the day. We're going to have a few fumbles forced here, 2 of which were recovered. 52-17, the Patriots with a victory over the Raiders. The Patriots now at 9-4. James Vallejo, only 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. You would really anticipate a lot more with that many points scored, but as you can see here, it was really the running game that did the trick for the Patriots here. 152 yards for Lewis, 2 touchdowns. White had 2 touchdowns as well. And this is a good Raiders team, but they've been struggling lately. The Raiders now at 7-5-1, but the Patriots 1 win away from tying last year's mark, led by Tom Brady. So James Vallejo is continuing to step up and get it done. We'll have to see if he can make it happen and finish the year with a better record than Tom Brady did last year for him. 2 fumbles forced, only 1 recovered there. 42-24, the Chargers with a victory over the Chiefs. The Chargers now at 6-7. The Chiefs now at 7-6. The Chiefs had been going on a bit of a winning streak, but have been struggling lately, and they're not quite getting it done right now. So all of a sudden, they're at 7-6 on the year. The playoffs right around the corner. And, you know, they have the Broncos ahead of them. The Chargers right behind them. So going to be another tough battle there. The Raiders as well have actually been playing very well and are ahead of the Chiefs too. So a lot of teams very close within that division. It's going to be crazy to see which one can step up the most as the season winds down. 42-24, the Cowboys with a victory over the Giants. And we talked about it a bit last week with the Cowboys really struggling to start the year. They have really gotten their act together. Now at 7-6, and they lead the division. The Giants at 4-9. So not a good game from the Giants, not a good season from the Giants, really. But the Cowboys, with all those injuries they had earlier and all the struggles they had, I never thought they would have ended up taking the lead in the division with only a few weeks to go. It'll be interesting to see if they can hold on to it. The Redskins are struggling a bit. The Eagles are struggling a lot. The Giants not even in the picture. So right now it's looking pretty solid for the Cowboys. But with 3 weeks to go, anything could happen. Fumbles forced. We are going to have 5 fumbles forced, 3 of which would be recovered here. Next game, 42-14, the Titans with an upset over the Arizona Cardinals. The Titans now at 7-6 on the year. The Cardinals now at 9-4, and it looks like Carson Palmer is back from injury. He just did not have a very good game against this Titans defense. So that's 2 losses in a row by the Cardinals, and all of a sudden you gotta wonder, are they going to lose their spot? The 49ers are starting to get a little bit of momentum here, and they are certainly not out of the picture just yet. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle, but we'll have to see what can happen. The 49ers do have a difficult game up next against the Green Bay Packers, but look at Darius Check, 12 tackles and a sack for the rookie there. 1 interception by Cersei on the day. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. 1 fumble forced by Williamson and recovered. The other fumble not recovered. Drew Brees, 31 of 38, 4 passing touchdowns for him and an interception. Kyle Fuller, 8 tackles, 2 interceptions. Parrish Cox, 9 tackles, interception, and touchdown there. And Ben Roethlisberger, 30 of 43, 4 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown as well for him. He did throw 2 interceptions on the day, but that Steeler offense is certainly deadly. As for the Heisman winner, North Carolina left outside linebacker Lawrence Vandermeer joins the exclusive club of Heisman winning defensive players, and that is the 2nd straight year we have had a defensive player win the Heisman. And I'll tell you one thing, the last time a defensive player came out of North Carolina with the first name Lawrence, he was a pretty good player. However, Lawrence Vandermeer, despite winning the Heisman, not looking like a very good player, very poor tackling here. He's projected to go early in the 1st round, but they're saying a mid-3rd round talent. I don't know how this guy won Heisman based on these 3 skills. Maybe he has good instincts. I don't know. Eric Pitts, late 2nd rounder, but mid-6th round talent, looks a lot better actually than Vandermeer here. Actually not a bad player from his top 3 skills. Not great, but I would not call him a mid-6th rounder either. Adonis Parkett, a wide receiver out of Drake, 6'1", good catch in traffic, okay catching, spectacular catch, all right. Sean Dye, decent catch in traffic, spectacular catch, okay as well. They're grading out as very poor talent, but overall, they look better based on their top 3 skills. Aaron Rodgers, of course, leading the way for the Green Bay Packers, probably the best quarterback in the NFL with Tom Brady out of the picture. Eddie Lacy at running back there. Ripkowski at fullback. Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson, and Adams. A great trio of wide receivers there. And then Ty Montgomery, a very good young player as well. So plenty of weapons to work with, including Rodgers. They also brought over Vernon Davis this offseason. A little bit up there in age, but a veteran tight end that has some speed to him still and can make some plays. An okay offensive line as well. So they have a few players there that can really step up and make some big plays for the running game. Jesus Ballantyne, a great young rookie out of Auburn here for their defensive line, next to Mike Daniels, obviously a very good player. Not the best defensive tackles there. Left outside linebacker Clay Matthews, middle linebacker Jake Ryan, at right outside linebacker Nick Perry. Then at cornerback, Sam Shields. After that, a huge drop-off. And with the 49ers getting Dimitri Todman back, they are certainly looking to take advantage of that. Burnett and HaHa Clinton-Dix going to be in the secondary there. But this should be a tough game for the 49ers to pull off. The 49ers are going to be at home, and they are about as healthy as they have been. Quentin Patton still injured. Marcus Gesser going out with an injury. I talked about the change of moving Ward over to the other corner spot and then Avery back to safety. We'll have to see how that goes. The Packers, though, no injuries coming into this game. It should be a good one, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button if you did, and I will see you guys in Week 15 as we take on the Green Bay Packers. Later.